Get ready for the action, because we are kicking things off with a massive showdown in the tennis world. Andy Roddick is stepping up to challenge Alexander Zverev's assessment, laying down the law about the hierarchy of the game. Roddick strongly disagrees with Zverev's view and argues that Carlos Alcaraz absolutely belongs in that elite tier alongside the Italian star, challenging the current structure of the sport right now.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we dive deep into the mental game of the top players. Mouratoglou weighs in on Jannik Sinner's mindset, suggesting there might be a significant mental gap between him and Carlos Alcaraz, especially considering the grueling matches they both face. Mouratoglou points to statistics showing Sinner's incredible consistency versus Alcaraz's need to fight through long battles, raising serious questions about Sinner's approach under pressure. The drama continues as we look at the Rome Masters. Alexander Zverev pulled into a surprising moment in Rome, and the situation is incredibly fluid with Carlos Alcaraz sidelined. Zverev is now positioned as a major contender, hoping to capitalize on the absence of Alcaraz and Novak Djokovic to push his run toward the finals. And we wrap up with the latest on Zverev's path forward. With Alcaraz out and Djokovic playing sparingly, Alexander Zverev is clearly looking at an elevated chance to conquer majors and Masters 1000s. Don't miss a single moment of this incredible tennis saga. Subscribe now and make sure you are a preferred source on Google for all the tennis coverage you can trust. A significant debate is unfolding in the tennis world regarding the current elite tier of players, specifically centering on the comparison between Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, with former world number 1 Andy Roddick offering a contrasting perspective to Alexander Zverev. The discussion stems from Sinner's dominant run in the 2026 season, securing titles at Indian Wells Masters, the Miami Open, the Monte Carlo Masters, and the Madrid Open. Sinner currently leads the live ATP rankings by 1,750 points over world number 2 Carlos Alcaraz, who is sidelined due to a wrist injury until at least the end of June. Sinner's recent performance included a decisive 6-1, 6-2 victory over Zverev in the Madrid Open final. Following this match, Zverev asserted that Sinner sits on a level above the rest of the ATP Tour, including 7-time Grand Slam champion Alcaraz, suggesting a significant gap exists between Sinner and the field. Zverev further posited that there are two distinct gaps, one between Sinner and everyone else, and another between Sinner, Alcaraz, and Novak Djokovic, and the rest of the field. In direct opposition, Andy Roddick, a former world number 1 and US Open champion, disagrees with Zverev's assessment. On his podcast, Roddick argued against the notion of a large gap between Sinner and Alcaraz, suggesting that instead of a grouping of one player, Sinner, and 3 others, Alcaraz, Zverev, and Djokovic, the reality is a grouping of 2 players and the remainder of the field. Roddick expressed skepticism about Zverev's definitive statements, noting that in the high-pressure environment of professional sports, players often engage in self-deception. Roddick also provided tactical analysis of Zverev's performance in the Madrid final, pointing to specific adjustments made by Zverev early in the match that ultimately led to Sinner breaking the opponent. Meanwhile, Sinner has expressed frustration regarding prize money, demanding more respect amid growing speculation about a French Open boycott. Alcaraz, meanwhile, has demonstrated strong form, having won each of his opening 16 matches of the season and becoming the youngest player ever to complete the career Grand Slam after winning the Australian Open. Alcaraz also reached the final of the Monte Carlo Masters before succumbing to Sinner. The ongoing contest highlights the shifting dynamics and perceptions of dominance within the top echelon of men's tennis. Jannik Sinner is positioned strongly to secure his first Roland Garros title and complete the career Grand Slam following Carlos Alcaraz's withdrawal from the tournament due to a wrist injury sustained during the clay court season. Alcaraz had to miss both the French Open and the Italian Open. Sinner now emerges as the clear favorite for the tournament, aiming to add a fifth major title to his career. Sinner's path to this opportunity followed a semi-final defeat to Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open. Patrick Mouratoglou, former coach of Sinner, offered an analysis of the contrasting mental fortitude between the two players, highlighting Sinner's consistency. Mouratoglou pointed to statistics showing Sinner's superior performance in long matches, noting that Sinner has won 88% of his matches without dropping a set in 2025 and 2026, compared to Alcaraz's 70% in the same period. Mouratoglou suggested that Sinner's game allows him to win matches easily, whereas Alcaraz must constantly fight to find solutions in extended rallies, which can lead to mental doubts. Sinner's previous attempt at the French Open ended in a heartbreaking loss to Alcaraz, where Sinner held 3 match points in the final but failed to convert them. Sinner's career at Roland Garros has included a quarterfinal appearance in 2020, where he lost to Rafael Nadal, who went on to win the tournament. With Roland Garros as the sole major title missing from Sinner's collection, this tournament represents a critical juncture in his career trajectory. Jannik Sinner is in a strong position to secure his first Roland Garros title and complete the career Grand Slam following Carlos Alcaraz's withdrawal from the tournament. Alcaraz was forced to skip both the French Open and the Italian Open due to a wrist injury sustained during the clay court season. With Alcaraz sidelined, Sinner emerges as the clear favorite, aiming to add a fifth major title to his impressive resume. Sinner began his Grand Slam campaign with a semi-final defeat to Novak Djokovic at the Australian Open. Former Serena Williams coach Patrick Mouratoglou offered a candid analysis of the contrasting mental fortitude between the two players, citing statistics on match duration. Mouratoglou noted a significant disparity in how the two players manage extended matches. He pointed to statistics showing Sinner has lost 9 out of 9 matches in long contests, whereas Alcaraz has won 15 out of 16. Mouratoglou suggested this difference is not purely physical, but mental. Sinner, with his type of game, with his focus, finds a way to win the matches quite easily all year long, Mouratoglou stated. Jannik Sinner has won 88% of his matches in 2025 and 2026 so far without dropping a single set, while Alcaraz, in the same period of time, has won only 70% of the matches without dropping a set. Alcaraz has to fight and find solutions to win. Sinner doesn't have to do it. He's winning in straight sets in the immense majority of his matches. When it comes to very long matches, he has to find solutions to win, which is something he doesn't have to deal with most of the season, compared to Alcaraz, who has to deal with it. Some doubts can come in. Then it can affect your belief in your ability to find a solution. Sinner's only major title remaining is Roland Garros, and he narrowly missed completing the set last year, falling short in the final against Alcaraz despite holding 3 match points. Sinner's history at Roland Garros includes a strong debut in 2020, reaching the quarterfinals before being defeated by Rafael Nadal, who ultimately won the tournament, securing his 13th title. Alexander Zverev navigated a dramatic second-round match at the Rome Masters, showcasing flashes of brilliance while facing stiff resistance from his compatriot, Daniel Altmaier. The match provided an early glimpse into Zverev's potential, especially given the current landscape of the ATP Tour, where the absence of Carlos Alcaraz and the fluctuating form of Novak Djokovic position Zverev as a strong contender. Zverev started strongly, securing an early break in the first set, appearing poised for an easy victory. However, after falling behind at 5-3, he adjusted his game, experimenting with drop shots rather than relying solely on his baseline strengths. The momentum shifted decisively at 5-all when Zverev reverted to his trademark powerful forehand, hitting sharp angles that Altmaier could not handle, ultimately securing the set at 5-6. The second set remained a battle of attrition. Despite an early break for Altmaier in the third game, Zverev demonstrated resilience, capitalizing on his strong return game to regain the lead, leveling the set at 2-all. In a tense exchange at 3-all, Zverev fought off a break point to secure the crucial hold, prompting an apparent frustration from Altmaier. Despite the challenging contest, Zverev managed to serve out a tougher-than-anticipated match, keeping his hopes alive for a deep run in the tournament, particularly with the absence of Alcaraz in the draw. Looking ahead, Zverev's path continues. He will face the winner of the Tallinn Griekspoor and Alexander blocks in the third round. Analysts suggest that to advance further in the ATP No. 3 rankings, Zverev will need to elevate his performance against upcoming opponents.